Hi, welcome to another episode of Qt QML tutorial. My name is Lukas Kasiński. I'm the CEO of Safe Studio, Qt QML consulting company. Our goal is to help our customers by providing them with skilled Qt developers. The topic of today's episode is installing Qt and getting Qt Creator IDE ready. There are several ways of doing that, of installing Qt, of getting Qt framework, but we'll focus on the simplest one, which is by using Qt online installer. It's pretty straightforward way, and you can still do that without a Qt commercial license. So let's go this way. Of course, you can still download Qt Creator and Qt using command line. That may interest you, especially if you are a Linux guy. Yeah, but for this course we are using Windows, so I'm just following the simplest and most often used way. Yeah, and think about the Qt Creator itself. It's an IDE dedicated to Qt QML programming. I like it. To my mind, it's pretty nice and efficient for Qt QML coding. But of course, you can use any other IDE that you like. I don't know, Microsoft Visual Studio Code, Atom, Lion, whatever you want, whatever you can set up. Yeah, but for me, Qt Creator is nice and sweet, so I'm going to use it. I use it on my daily basis. Yeah, and there's also one other thing. Some of Qt typical features like designer, the tool to manually by dragging and dropping create a user interface is not really working outside Qt Creator, so that's another reason to use Qt Creator. Yeah, make sure that you are ready and let's start. To get Qt installer, you need to open Qt official website, qt.io in your browser. From this place, you can create an account which will be needed to use the installer. But anyway, click on download. Here we are presented with various offerings, but let's scroll down to find Qt's open source version. Click on Go Open Source. Then let's scroll down again and click on download the Qt Online installer. And finally, click on download. After downloading the installer, you need to run it. I have mentioned that you will need a Qt account for the installer, so here you need to provide your credentials. I am using a commercial license, so I am recognized as a license holder, but you, after this step, you will need to choose whether you use Qt for the company or as an individual. Let's go ahead. Let it load all the information now. Yeah, you can choose whether you want to send statistics or not. I usually allow sending the statistics so Qt can get improved. Qt is going to be installed on C disk by default. We go with custom installation. And here we are presented with all the modules and tools that we can download using the installer. Qt goes with different versions, so depending on the project, we can choose which version do we want. For this course, it's going to be already Qt 6, in particular Qt 6.4. Do not check the checkbox next to Qt 6.4 as you need only part of it. We'll download only the Qt version of... We'll download only Qt for min.gw compiler, as we do not need anything else from here. As you already know, Qt goes with many modules, so you can add them here. But for this tutorial, we will not need any other modules than main ones. But maybe let's add the compiler itself, as it is a fresh machine and I do not have any compiler here. Now you need to agree to license agreements of third-party tools that will be downloaded. You agree and you click next. Then again, then install. Now let the installer do its work. It may take a moment, so let's move a bit into the future. When the installation is done, let's unselect this checkbox and click on Finish. Qt Creator should start. Yeah. And here it is. Let's maximize the window to better see. It offers you to take a tour over IDE, but I'm going to dismiss it. First, let's adjust a bit our preferences. You need to go to Edit, Up menu, and choose Preferences. It is a place for all the settings of Qt Creator. Here you can find the kits and Qt versions that you have installed. You can also add new ones if you want and know how to do that. If you install more Qt versions or kits for, I don't know, Android or iOS, they should show up here. In the environment option, you can adjust the shortcuts and look of the IDE. I like the dark theme, but looks like it was now default. Let's go to Qt Quick. It's a place for QML coding settings. I prefer to have 2 than 4 spaces for indentation, as QML likes to grow to the right. Therefore, I am going to copy the default settings and create own. And then I'm going to change those 2 sizes from 4 to 2 and click apply. On QML JS editing tab, there's possibility to enable auto-file formatting for QML files. It's not necessary, and sometimes I prefer to turn it off, but for this course, let's enable it along with the second option. Yeah, and that should be basically it for now. Let's close preferences and let's do a quick tour over the IDE. At the beginning, you are presented with Welcome tab. You can find examples here, but also tutorials. There is a Projects tab that presents you recently opened projects. Of course, after first installation, it's empty. Qt has nice documentation, and it is available not only online, but also in the Qt Creator in Help tab. That's nice, as you can code also without the internet. Of course, as long as you do not need Stack Overflow. Let's come back to Welcome tab and click on Create Project to create a new one. Here is the wizard. You choose what type of project you want to create. Let's go with Qt Quick Application. Then it's time to name your project, but first let's put it somewhere on disk. You can also keep it in the documents if you want. I will put all the files for the course on C disk. Now let's give it a name and let's go next. As the build system, we will go with CMake as it's more forward looking. As minimum required Qt version, let's choose Qt 6 point. We do not need any compatibility with older versions here. We do not need any translation, so let's keep this part empty. And as a kit to build the project, let's go with Qt 6.4 for desktops, the only one installed. And as the last step, we can optionally set up a Git repository here, but for the course, let's leave it blank and click on Finish. And yeah, finally, here it is. Here is our Hello World, the most basic Qt Quick application with some QML code already. It's pretty. Don't you think so? This place is also your code editor in Qt Creator. On the left, there is a project structure. It depends a lot on your CMake list txt, but we will not focus that much on CMake in this tutorial. There are some Qt specific commands used, but we will not explain all of them, only some of them, by the way. If you go to Projects tab, you will see CMake configuration, variables, including system environment variables, and the build steps. You will probably not need it during the tutorial, but for sure in your first real Qt project. You can come back to Edit tab using Ctrl+2. By the way, you can use Ctrl plus a number to change the view between any of those tabs on the left. Yeah, you can also press Ctrl and plus and minus to zoom in and out the code in code editor. I will do that so you better see the code in next episodes. You can also split editor if you want and open different or the same files next to each other. I like doing that, but then after you are done debugging something or looking for something, you can close the split again. In the left bottom corner, you find some buttons. There is a mini build type menu, so you can change between debug and release mode. And there is a build button. Let's click on the hammer. Probably you see my head in the right corner, and you do not see small progress bars that are shown during build and other processes. My kind editor, please move my head a bit. After compilation succeeds, we can run it by clicking on this green play button, and as you see, the app started, but it's just a blank window. You will learn more about QML in next episodes, but first let's just write something, some text item to prove that it is working. We will write a text. It's going to be in the center of the window, and let's display some encouraging label. Yeah, you can use a Ctrl+R to start the app again. You see, it's all here. Now I'm going to show you just a few of shortcuts so you know them to quicker navigate the project. Really just a few shortcuts. You can use Ctrl+W to close currently visible file. Ctrl+Key is really your friend if you want to find some file, class, method, or anything in the project. Just press the combination and start typing the name. That is my favorite shortcut. Yeah, and there is also Ctrl+Shift+F if you want to look for something in the files. Let's look for Safe Studio to find out where it was used. Yeah, and as expected, it was used in main QML. Actually, these and many other shortcuts you can find in our Qt cheat sheet that we published on our blog. Just get there and look for Qt Creator, and there will be post about Qt Creator cheat sheet with a link to PDF. There are plenty of various shortcuts here, so you can print this PDF and learn one by one during your journey with Qt QML development. Yeah, and actually that would be all for this episode. Thank you for watching. Let's stop for now, and we see each other in the next episode.